Welcome back, my dear students. I hope you're having an awesome day, all right? Today is a really good day to program. So, the question in this lecture is, what is source code? All right, some of you already know that source code basically it's just the code that we use to program, right? But source code is just plain text. You don't need anything else but text to write a program. So that means that you can use any text editor you want. Notepad for Windows or even TextEdit for Macintosh. So right now you can grab your notepad, start writing any text you want, right? Any syntax for any language out there and save it, and now you have created a program. That's just an example. So you can write any program you want in your notepad right now if you wanted to, if you knew how to do it. So now you might be asking yourself, so I mean, what is the difference between a Java program, right, written in a notepad, or a PHP program? Well, the difference is very simple. It's the extension. It's the extension of the file. That's how your computer will know what type of program it is. Your computer or even the browser out there or a server. So, for example, to write a web page, I will give it a name. I will give the file a name and then end the file with an extension of .html. This will prompt your computer to open up the browser. Right? In this example here is just a name. You can name it whatever you want. All you have to be very careful is the extension that you end the file with. If your computer doesn't have the program to open up that file, it will prompt you to either buy a program to do it or even take it to the App Store. Whatever it is that your computer, whatever operating system you're using, it has a built-in feature to look for a compatible program to open up that file. If you are creating a text file in Notepad, for example, your file will have an extension of TXT. Now, you will not see the extension because your computer automatically hides the extension. For you to be able to see the extension, you will have to turn it on. And if you want to do that, you can go ahead and Google it, show extensions in files or something like that according to your operating system. So for Windows 10, you could say, or Windows 8, you could say how to show hidden extensions in files. And that search will actually give you some instructions on how to do that. So if you want to create a PHP application, you end your file with .php, a Python with .py, a Java with .java, Java, right? And JavaScript with a .js, all right? So this is how you do it. Now, one thing is that you don't need a word processor. So be careful out there. If you think that you can code in Microsoft Word or Pages in Macintosh, you cannot do that. Programs don't need to be bolded. They don't need to be, it's structured in such a way that it even has colors. We don't need that in programming. In any program that you try to create in something like this, like Microsoft Word or Pages, is going to crash. It's not going to even give you the chance to execute it. All right? So be careful with this. Now, let me show you similar programs in languages. All right? So in PHP, to print the word hello, you will write something like this. This is a function called print. You put your parentheses, and inside the parentheses you have two quotes on the side. You can put single quotes if you want, and then you write the word text. All right, and this is what it is doing on PHP. This will show you the word hello by itself on the screen. Now in Python, you do the same thing, right? And on a language called Lua, you also do the same thing. You see, there are many similarities out there in different languages. Now, if you want to get a little bit more advanced, there are languages out there that are a little bit more difficult to do this. So for example, in C, you will write something like this just to say hello in your program. All right, I know that may look complicated, but it's actually easier than you think. In a language like Java, you will write something like this. All right, now we have tools out there as programmers to make things easier for us. We have something called programmers text editors and IDEs, integrated development environments. All right, so programmers text editors look like this. All right, it's a program that highlights the text. Let's say, for example, specific functions. It will give us an advanced replacement feature. It will do a whole bunch of things for us. It will make it a lot easier to program. All right. Now we also use IDEs, and IDEs are actually a lot more powerful, and they look like this. You can do a lot more things in a IDE, but you first have to find out what type of language you are going to be coding in. So for example, if let's say you want to code in Java, there is a IDE called NetBeans out there and one called Eclipse. And each of them has a plugin that you can use, that you can install in that IDE, and that you can write Java a lot easier. You install the plugin or you configure the IDE for Java, for example, and it will write all those lines out there for you starting in any program. It will even put the extension there. So it even puts extension so that way you don't have to write the extension of the file every time you create one. So it's really cool out there. All right. There are many tools that we can use to make things a lot easier. So don't get scared. All right. You're in good hands here because you're going to be learning the core skills that you need in order to program in any language. I'm going to show you everything that I can in this course. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture.